Oh, these birds have the right idea. Take to the skies in a tropical paradise. Well, I guess you can too, here at Bora Bora in French Polynesia. This is the Bora Bora Improvement Project for MSFS 2024, an add-on from the acclaimed scenery maker Cli4D Designs. It's out now on SimMarket, Orbx and all those kind of usual retailers. It's just that at the end of May 2025, I'm just not seeing it on the MSFS Marketplace just yet, so you'll have to give it a bit more time there. It's priced at about €15 or about $17 US, cheaper than sailing this actual boat, I suppose. But if you bought the original 2020 version of this add-on, then there's an upgrade option available for about $6 US, depending on the retailer. So I hope you'll join me in this review as I check out the many improvements Cli4D's made from the comfort of this H125 in what is an absolute playground for rotary wing enthusiasts. Let's fly. And look at this incredibly empty, apparently, hemisphere of our beautiful planet Earth. Of course, it's teeming with oceanic life and rich in civilization, society as well. We come into here to French Polynesia, and this is Tahiti, where the international airport is that one might have flown into. And we proceed northwest past Huahine and Raiatea until we come to Bora Bora, which is centered on this extinct volcano here that I'm circling, which itself is encircled by this ribbon, this thin ribbon, a coral reef that has built up and encloses this peaceful tropical lagoon. Incredible artifact of nature, if that's the right term. Now, these points of interest that have been marked here. Now, some of them are already in the default edition of MSFS 2024 that you are using. So, for instance, I'll just randomly choose this one, the Four Seasons Resort Bora Bora, and we can see these overwater bungalows. Now, these were already added and are already in the out-of-the-box edition of MSFS 2024. So, what has Cli4D done then? Well, he has embarked on a project to add a little bit more life to Bora Bora. So I'm going to take off from down here soon, and this is the starting point, because though you can see this on the satellite map in the default edition of MSFS 2024, this is not defined as a helicopter starting point. And Cli4D has rectified that, but he's also done details like he's put rocks here on the beach, he's adjusted the vegetation, he's put people here around the resort, he has defined this dock here for amphibian or float planes, this water runway, and so on. So he's put lots of extra details in. He has done things like putting these boats at anchor. I'll show you this World War II artifact here. And he's remodeled the volcano, Mount Ote Manu. And there's a nice little Easter egg in here as well, which I'll show you later on as well. Lots of custom modeled buildings that Cli4D has added that were not in the default, like this jetty here. This was just nothing in the default out-of-the-box edition. And just populating, I mean, even in the map here, you can see animated boats moving around. He has put a yacht here with a helipad on it. And this starting point here, Tahiti Nui helicopters, which is in the default, he's fleshed that out somewhat. And it's a little bit strange, but one of the parking spots for that helicopter facility is actually all the way down here, which is on the end of this jetty. So you can land on a over-water landing pad right there. It's quite fun. And what else has he done? He's added just a lot more life into port facilities like this. Where's the main ferry terminal? I'm just looking around for these clouds aren't helping me. Yes, here we go. This ferry terminal here with sort of boats in here. Again, animated boats. There's a cruise ship at anchor here. This cruise ship is somewhat, shall we say, low polygon. I think even by Clifford's own admission, that's maybe there's room for some further improvement there in the future. Out here at the mouth of the coral reef, there's a much more high polygon fishing boat there, also with a helipad on it, so plenty of activities here for you to choose from. So that is a brief overview of what has been added above and beyond what is already beautiful in this tropical paradise. So I think it's high time we went and had a hands-on look. And it's the Pacific Ocean as we come up to the ribbon of the atoll and the intercontinental Bora Bora resort and our landing pad with our waiting H125 on it. Let's get on board. Well, I think we're all good to go with a 5-knot tailwind here on this pad. We can cope with that. A little bit of aft cyclic in and our usual right cyclic and right pedal, anticipating our normal movement in the Squirrel H125 helicopter here, raising collective. Landing light is on. Up on our right skid, here it is. And we're going to be... no, not as much after cyclic as I thought. We're skidding backwards there a bit. I'm going to just raise up over the height of these palm trees because I want to show you something. I'm going to be making quite a racket here for our guests in the Intercontinental Bora Bora Resort. I am sure that I will pass over something that someone watching this will have been to. I wanted to show you this dock here. You can take your float plane or amphibian up to that. That is a parking spot because there is also a water runway marked in the database here, pretty much where I'm looking right now as well. And there is the Le Méridien Resort. And let's go and have a look at the over-the-water bungalows there as well. Hello, people. What a noise. Oh, those stunning clear waters in this Pacific Lagoon. Tropical beauty. Wonderful. What a view. So we'll have a look at that volcano in a minute. So Clifford has added some static boats at anchor here. I like that. I'm guessing these are older buildings. I'm not sure, but they are near a World War II era gun emplacement here. Presumably built by US forces as part of its defense of the Pacific at that time. There's more than one of those dotted around the island. It was US forces that built the main airport on the site that the airport stands today. Obviously it's been expanded since those days. And as I lean forward to the glare shield there is our stunning volcano that Clifford has clad in nice textures. Pity I've got to fly the helicopter as well, isn't it? Yes, so I can see a few birds flying around. They are flamingos, which are not native to Bora Bora, but they are native to the MSFS 2024 SDK. So scenery developers can add them in. Wouldn't it be nice if MSFS and Sobo could maybe give us, or give scenery developers, some terns and gulls and albatrosses and pelicans and things like that that people might add to their sceneries. A little bit more variety. As delightful as flamingos are, they are not native to this part of the world. Though it's perfectly understandable that Clifford would use them here. Bora Bora is not large. I mean, if I were flying around like this, I could do the main island in 10 minutes, I suppose, if I was circumnavigating it tightly. can pick your own adventures. More nice detailing here with a handcrafted jetty that Cli4D has added in for us. Alright, there's a landing challenge on the aft of that yacht there. We've also got the choice of landing on the end of that jetty, but no, let's go for this yacht. And watching the speed, lifting the collective now so we don't lose too much height. That will already bleed the speed off at that attitude, so nose down now, collective up. Okay, so we're walking it forwards onto the aft deck there. Not a lot of visual references here to help out with the approach. In 2 dimensions, it's not easy. Let's just continue to creep forward and see how we go here. Yeah, alright. The attitude wasn't perfect on contact, but I guess I'm just going to have to take it. Now, I have started a new flight and I have put the helicopter onto that sort of remote parking spot for Tahiti Nui helicopters onto the end of the jetty there. So that's all fine. I thought while I'm here, I would just show you one... is that a limitation? I'm just not sure. I just thought it worth mentioning. Now, from this height of a few hundred, maybe 300 feet, that tropical water looks really quite stunning. Love that reef effect there. Looks like, oh, we could just go snorkeling in that right now. Why is my helicopter jumping around? Landing gear malfunction. Oh dear. Anyway, but when we get down, you kind of can see that the bitmap or the image, whatever, it's not, doesn't get any higher resolution. So when you're in close like that, it is a little bit strange. I don't think this is really Cli4D's fault. I don't know if it's something that's really within his control. Maybe what would be better if the sim supported this would be to sort of fade it out when you got this close, so that you were just dealing with the native water textures, but still to have it, you know, with that beautiful clear tropical feel. I thought I might also mention performance. I have found the performance just fine on my system with Cli4D's add-on. I did get a little bit of a slowdown in that first starting location. I noticed that there was maybe a little bit of a drag on the frame rate there. You can see here that like the level of detail optimization is quite smartly done. Like things are only popping in when you get close. That's what you want. So yes, when I first started flying around Bora Bora, I was using a different helicopter. I thought I might try a third-party add-on. I won't mention which it is, it's not really important, but I just found that it wasn't handling the way I wanted it to for the purposes of this video, so I just stuck with default H125. And I did notice a little bit of a drag on the frame rate around that intercontinental Bora Bora resort where I started, but otherwise I'm finding the frame rate and the performance just fine on my system. If you are having any struggle running MSFS 2024, then you might find that any kind of scenery add-on like this with lots of little extra details is only going to make it, you know, it's not going to it's not going to make your system any faster, is it? So just bear that in mind. I don't think this is a light add-on. Well, I do hope those two people have remembered to pack their sunblock. So now I will get some right stick in here as we continue our small tour, and we will start to raise the collective with some right stick and some right pedal in. Want to get up on the right skid, and then we will... There it comes. There it comes. More collective now. And up we go. And let's turn over here. Oh, a little bit dramatic. Okay. Nice. I mean, this is glorious. This refreshes my soul somewhat, flying in these tropical surroundings. That's what it does for me. Now we will see the western edge of the main island as I just round the horn there, as it were. Now I think that wake might be from satellite imagery, but Clifford's added a boat in there to sort of match it up with the wake and satellite imagery. I think that's probably a good move. The volcano does look spectacular. It really has come up really well. Probably getting a little bit too close to that mast, but I want to get around into here. More boats at anchor. That looks excellent. The main part of Tahiti Nui helicopters is along here, and I want to show you that you can use this for practicing your helicopter operations in beautiful tropical surroundings. Here it is here with the blue pad just coming up in front now. And there's a wind sock there as well, which is very helpful. So I'll just look down to it as we pass. Good. Good practice, that one. And it's not too challenging if you're developing your helicopter skills. That's quite a nice one to practice with. In fact, why don't I actually, now that I've touted it, why don't I show you what that helipad is like? I've turned off the wind, so winds are now calm. How are we going here? We've got 30 knots in. Let's not sink too low here. Collective up. I'll just let us crab to the right slightly. Good. As we bleed off that bit of speed. Nose up. Collective up. Don't want to lose energy. We want to keep on walking forwards. I've had some comments on the channel with people asking, what about a tutorial about how to make an approach? Don't know that mine are ever really perfect. Sometimes I do have a habit of losing energy and getting a bit low. Look at these rocks. That's excellent work, Clifford. Thanks for adding those in. Yes. So now, my point of showing you this is that... Let's not whack it down too solidly. My point of showing you this is that this is not too small, so if you are developing your helicopter skills, then this is a nice one to start with if you were thinking of investing in this Bora Bora add-on. Okay, good. So with that said, up we go again. Making that one a bit too fast, but you know, I'll just get on with it at this point. And here's our ferry terminal. So Clifford's just done a nice job with getting a bit of detail in there. That's good. Just gives it a sense of activity. And there's that cruise ship at anchor over there. No helipad on that one. The cruise ship itself is not high in polygons, so just being honest, there's not really too much point in me getting a whole lot closer than what I am right now. The level of detail doesn't really support it. I think that'll be a nice area for improvement, actually, if Clifford feels like he wants to, further develop his model there. That would be something that he could put into his scenery here. I think that might be the same ship he used in his Kinsarvik, Norway scenery. Now, I will point my helicopter out here to show you where this other fishing boat is. There it is, and I will hit fast forward and we'll have a look at that one as well. Now this one's a really impressive model. It's got lots of detail on it, this model. There is just one slight problem from a helicopter pilot's perspective, and I will show you as we get a bit closer. I'm not really doing this properly, I'm just coming in very hot here, but let's just do this for the purpose of just showing you. That barrier is still up around the helipad. Now, I've seen barriers like this on heli decks on ships, where on a day where the ship is not performing helicopter operations, the barrier goes up like this. But then on a day where they are expecting helicopter operations, they close it off for people to walk in this area, and they put the barriers down so that you can put your helicopter there without fear of hitting your tail. So, look, I will just have a go at putting the helicopter down onto this pad. I don't even care what this looks like. I'm just going to slap it down. There's that weird ground effect again. Try and get a bit further forward, but you'll see that my tail is probably interfering with the barrier there. Not really great. Yeah. Yes. So look, my feedback to Cli4D. I'm not sure if he did this model himself or whether he's sort of it's a ring, and I'm not quite sure. It's a great model. It's just that maybe this barrier, for the purposes of helicopter flight enthusiasts enjoying it, maybe just put that barrier down, please, so that we can smoothly approach the helipad. Yeah, not ideal. Now I've got Mount Otemanu back in my sights. I've got one last little feature to show you in this add-on pack, something that rotary winged enthusiasts will enjoy. There it is. Now this tunnel is real. I think it might have been maybe embellished just very slightly in this representation. Oh, maybe I'm being unkind. No, it's you can see photos of it online. There are hiking trails to get up here. I called it a tunnel. I suppose it's a cave, really. Let's see if we can nicely get our H125 into the mouth of this cave. Probably not something you'd want to do in real life. Not very responsible flying, but if Cli4D is going to present this challenge, then I'm up for it. So I can just see that ledge. Oh, it does look very inviting, doesn't it? I can just see that ledge, and so I'm just going to make sure we get over that, and then I'll see if I can set the machine down nicely on top of that. There it is. He's even got some foliage in here. Beautiful work, Cli4D. Oh, yes. Come on, that's a fun helicopter activity. Oh, that view. Have you done this in real life? You simply must drop a comment, please. You must. That is just stunning. What a view. And, like, great work, Cli4D. Like, you've just done just enough in here to make it a fun destination and to give it the sort of dimensionality that you need to enjoy it as a realistic scene in the flight simulator. Nice work. Really good. So let's talk about the value. This is priced at about €15 or $17 US, and if you have the earlier 2020 version, then it's about $6 US to upgrade, depending on the retailer. Now, if you enjoy tropical flying in float planes, and especially in helicopters, if you enjoy the ethos of Cli4D designs, or if you have any kind of personal connection with this incredible location of Bora Bora, then I doubt you're going to be disappointed with this add-on. It's a safe purchase. Performance generally has been fine on my system, and if you do have any issues or ideas for improvements, you can find Cli4D on his Discord server. I hope this review has been useful to you, and I do hope I'll catch you in another video real soon. So, I'll see you later.